So this is from Anne.
Hi, Anne.
And Anne says, "Hey, girlies," or really girly, because only one of you reads these messages. My name is Anne. I thought reach out to you about some dreams that I had.
Oh,
I might pull at your heartstrings a bit, so sorry in advance, but I've been wanting to send this in for a while, and I have so many stories that I could tell you, but this is the best. When you read it, you'll understand why. So let's jump in.
jump
It
in,
might be a
girl.
little long, but I just want you to understand how weird this was for me. When I was 13, I moved from Ohio to Texas. I was about to start high school. Life was crazy. I have two older brothers and two moms. My oldest brother was 18, and when we moved, he stayed behind with his fiance at the time, but this story isn't about him. However, my other brother was only 16 when we moved, and he moved with us. He is who we will be talking about.
Okay.
My brother and I began to get close when school started. I was a freshman and he was a junior in high school. We both participated in extracurricular activities, and so we did a lot together. He would stop by the grocery store before school and buy a box of ice cream sandwiches for us to split for breakfast while we talked all about life. By Christmas time, I remember going to his choir concert where him and I laughed so much at the dinner that we had afterwards, that my stepmom took one of my favorite candids of me and him together. We're sitting side by side. He's looking at me smiling, and I'm obviously laughing while holding an old fashioned Coke glass. It's truly a photo that has a great vibe. February rolls around, and I won't explain too much. My mom drove up on a bad accident. My brother hadn't come home that night from work yet, and she was told by my stepmom, and her worst fear was confirmed when she got closer.
Oh my God.
She called my stepmom, who loaded me in the car and said that there was a bad accident. By the time we passed his car, I felt something tug at my soul. I don't know how else to explain it other than the words, "He didn't make it," escaped. My mom told me not to say that, but I felt him leave this earth.
Oh my gosh.
We arrived at the hospital and they confirmed that he was DOA, dead on arrival. Turns out the time that I felt that tug was when I knew that he was gone, was right about the time that he passed away in the ambulance. So I went from having two siblings who lived with me and picked on me to being an only child now. My brother in Ohio didn't keep contact because of his crazy fiance, and my other brother had died too soon. I was 14, and from then on everything has felt wrong. I graduated before him. I got to date before he got to, and all of these things that I got to do, I realized he never did. My depression was really bad. Fast forward, I found someone that I love, and we get a place together. I was 20 at the time. Him and I decide that it's okay to start a family. We spent a while trying to conceive and really couldn't. I had miscarriages, and I had one stillbirth as well.
Oh my gosh.
It was very hard and it took a toll on me. I was honestly in a very dark place. I even contemplated suicide. I sat in my shower cussing out God while the hot water burned my skin. I hated myself so much. Eventually, I cried so much, and I thought of my brother, and I told him that if he was listening, that I'm really sorry that he has to watch me live this life and fail at it. I really wanted to be something and do better for myself because he always believed that I could. A week later, I had a dream. He came to me in the dream. We were in our old house, sitting at the table, playing cards like we used to, and he looks up and says, "Congratulations, by the way." And I was really confused. I asked what he was talking about, and he said, "On your baby. Congratulations, you deserve this. You're going to be a wonderful mother." I woke up crying. I hesitantly took a pregnancy test, and I was scared of a positive because I felt like it would be temporary. And I was scared of a negative, but it was positive. I did appointments, and pretty soon we made it past 12 weeks, and the baby was still healthy. I cried almost every night holding my belly because that was my baby, and my brother had told me that I was going to have this baby. I told my moms, and pretty soon we all agreed on one thing. If the baby is a girl, I would call her Cynthia. That's the name my brother always wanted to name his baby if he ever had a daughter. Otherwise, if it was a boy, I would name the baby after him. But he was dead set to have a girl, and so Cynthia was the only name that he had ever talked about since he was 13. I felt weird about it, though. I didn't want to take his daughter. So a week before the gender determination appointment, I had another dream with him. We stood in my home this time, him leaning over the crib and me watching him. He smiled and I felt myself crying and he said, "I would have wanted you to choose another name for your daughter. So, it's okay to use it. I give you permission. I love you so much. Let me give you this." And I hugged him so tightly, it all felt very real. I woke up crying, and I never told a soul about this dream, but I sobbed so hard when the ultrasound told me that it was a girl while I laid looking at the screen, and all I said back was, "That's my Cynthia." The pregnancy went really well until it didn't. 36 weeks and I had complications. I had preeclampsia and severely high blood pressure. I was doing a natural birth, but then I started to tense up and the doctors feared seizures were about to happen. I heard the monitor stop. The baby's heart had stopped. My Cynthia was fading. I remember the nurses swarmed me. I went from being able to see my mom next to me and the father of my child to only nurses. They were administering so much medicine as the delivery doctor took off their gloves and said I had to have an emergency C-section. I was getting wheeled in, and the doctor was getting scrubbed in, and from my memory, this is a blur, but I remember passing out before they even began. I saw my brother.
Oh my
He
God.
hugged me, and we talked. He said motherhood is hard, but I can handle it. He told me, sorry.
What the fuck?
He told me how strong I was and to be okay with the C-section. I told him I wasn't ready and that my depression was still bad and that I still felt like that some days I couldn't live and it would be the best just to go now. And he told me I can't leave just yet. I asked him why, and he told me how the baby's heart had stopped. And he brushed away the tears and said, "Cynthia needs you."
Oh my God.
I came to and I was recovering. Turns out I was out pretty bad. Needed lots of blood transfusions and almost didn't make it. My daughter almost didn't make it as well, but they handed me a bundle of joy wrapped in a blanket and I fell in love with her. Oh my God. Parenthood has not been easy, but I will say it's been such a joy. I didn't have any dreams of my brother after that. That is until a few months ago. He came to me again and said, "Congratulations on the family." I woke up in a cold sweat and drove to the dollar store closest to me
Oh my God, she's
and
pregnant
took a
again?
pregnancy test. There was no way I was pregnant. I was on birth control, but sure enough, my brother was right.
Oh my God.
Turns out whatever antibiotics I had been taking canceled out my birth control, and the doctor didn't tell me that would happen, so I am pregnant.
Oh,
The pregnancy has been healthy. My brother came to me again. We talked, and he told me the gender of the baby. I'm going to be the mother of 2 daughters, 2 years apart. If I have her on the date that she is due, it will be exactly how far apart in age me and my brother were.
oh my
Woo.
freaking God.
So, through all this, I could feel when my brother left me, but he's always been here. He told me when I was pregnant, not once, but 2 times, and he told me their genders. I have every dream logged in my book. I never told my family, just my fiance. Him and I are both shocked by all of it. I'm just happy I got to see my brother, even if it was brief. I cried about all of this so I can type and share it. It's so personal and something I hold very close to my heart. I wanted to share it with y'all because it was about dreams and people visiting. Please never stop recording your podcast. You make the house chores and long drives so much better. I look forward to the next episode. Happy 200, by the way.
Oh my gosh.
I'll be reaching out again soon as I have stories about seeing ghosts, living in a haunted house, and a haunted town in Ohio, and more dreams that can either be haunting or lighthearted. Stay safe, keep tissues close, and keep drinking the Kool-Aid.
I wish I had tissues, Anne.
Ooh, that was hard to read, but
Wow.
holy moly, me oh my.
That was incredible.
I loved every second of that. It was so sad. I'm so sorry
Whoa.
about your brother.
But like, I'm sorry. Like, I have never, like,
Oh, I have chills.
I mean, talk about visitation dream.
Yeah,
Like, that is
seriously.
the prime example.
Yeah, seriously.
He literally said the gender twice.
Twice.
And told her she was pregnant.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
that is crazy.
Oh my gosh.
And then he told her, like, yeah, take the name.
Yeah.
It's so sweet. Oh
No,
my
I
God.
know. That was
That was really
Thank you
sweet.
for
Thank
sharing
you
that
for
with us
sharing that.
so, so much.
Wow, that was really wonderful story and very sweet, very sad and very sweet. And I'm just very happy for you and your family and you
And
and your
he's
fiance. Congrats.
and your brother is clearly watching over your
Oh,
family.
he loves you so fucking
Yeah,
much.
he is with you guys every
Yeah.
step of the way.
Yeah.
Oh my
But thank
gosh.
you for sharing that.